Over 1 million people in Nebraska are eligible to receive legal aid, but many don't know what it is. Dave Pantos, the Director of Litigation and Advocacy for Nebraska Legal Aid, is joining us to give you the legal help that you need. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, Tawana.
First, give us a preview of what is Legal Aid Nebraska.
Sure, Tawana. Legal Aid of Nebraska provides free legal representation in civil matters to low-income Nebraskans as well as elderly Nebraskans.
Okay, so you're really targeting the low-income and elderly here, and is there a simple way for people to understand if they're low-income, how they fit into your target audience?
Sure, absolutely. Basically, the rule of thumb is if you're at 125% or less of the poverty level, which is issued by the United States government, you are eligible.
Okay.
And in addition, if you're 60 or above, you're also eligible for our services.
Okay, so that's a wide array of people here in Nebraska who qualify for your services, but as we said earlier, may not know that they would qualify.
That's right, Tawana. Actually, Legal Aid of Nebraska is the law firm for 1/6 of the population of Nebraska.
Wow, that's a very high population, but you probably aren't able to serve that many people just because they don't know about the services you provide.
Absolutely. A lot of folks don't know about our services, but you'd be surprised how many people are eligible, and we serve their legal needs.
Excellent. Well, tell us what types of cases that you handle.
Absolutely. A lot of the cases we do have to do with domestic relations, filing divorces, child custody. We also do a lot of work helping women who are victims of domestic violence. And we help them take care of custody issues, get set up in new housing, those kinds of things. We also help Nebraskans with bankruptcies. If they've fallen behind on their debts because of a medical emergency, we'll help them with that. We help folks who are facing eviction, as well as people who maybe became disabled and they need help getting Social Security, or if they're unemployed and they need those kinds of benefits. Basically, our goal is to help return Nebraskans to self-sufficiency by getting them beyond whatever legal barrier they're facing in life.
That they're facing right there. That's really an interesting mission because a lot of people do get kind of stuck there. Something happens, they don't know where to reach out for the services, or maybe don't have the affordability to be able to reach out to an actual lawyer that would charge them for services. They're just kind of stuck there, and that may linger for them for several years even.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's amazing. You just get them past that one barrier, and they're back to work, they're in secure housing, and they're taking care of their families.
So what process does a person go through who says, okay, I fit one of those guidelines, I'm either over 60 or I'm at 125% of poverty level or lower? What do they go to from there?
Well, it's pretty simple. Anywhere in Nebraska, you can call our toll-free hotline number. That'll get you connected to our Access line. And our Access line is staffed by attorneys and paralegals who can either connect you to a local attorney who can provide you with representation, or just give you brief advice on your issue and maybe provide you with service right then and there.
Okay, so it's a very simple process for people just to make that call. Can you give us the hotline number?
Sure, that's 1-877-250-2016.
Okay, so we've got the hotline number. People can call that. And here recently, you guys have been doing some advocacy work focused on a bill that's going to affect people who are homeowners but maybe facing bankruptcy. Tell us about that.
Well, sure. This is a bill that affects, for the most part, the elderly. If you have a judgment creditor who has an unsecured, attachment on your debt, it's not someone who has your mortgage, but let's say it's a credit card or something like that. And if you have more than $12,500 in equity in your home, basically you could lose your home to those creditors. And this bill extends that protection from $12,500 to $60,000, and that puts us more in line with our neighboring states and kind of keeps pace with the cost of housing in Nebraska.
And that's a great benefit to people because we know with different changes in bankruptcy laws, people are just facing more debt today than ever before. And so we have folks who may have paid off their home years ago, and as they're working to figure out how to pay for that debt, may have concerns about, okay, well, I'm trying to make payment arrangements here. I could lose my house, which is just going to set me back even further. So this protection could really help a lot of Nebraskans.
Absolutely, Tawana. As a matter of fact, the most important thing we see, outside of obviously keeping grandma from being homeless, is the fact that there'll be less of a burden on Nebraskan taxpayers. Because if someone loses their home, then they're going to be relying on the state to provide them housing.
Several services, certainly.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for the work that you're doing in our community and across the state of Nebraska, helping lots of people, and we hope others who qualify for your services will reach out to you so they can get that help too.
Great.
Thank you. And that's all for today's Omaha Living. Join us tomorrow.